They called her medals fake. Until the door opened, boots echoed across the floor, and a three-star general walked in, looking for only one person. If you want to know why an entire hall fell silent in fear and respect, make sure to like this video and subscribe to Kindness Tales, because what happens next will leave you stunned. The community center was loud that afternoon, filled with veterans, their families, and curious locals who came for the memorabilia fair. But in the middle of the noise stood a quiet woman in her early 40s, her uniform pressed immaculately, her medals shining softly under the warm lights. Her name was Captain Elena Brooks. At least, that's what the faded name tag on her duffel bag read. She walked with quiet dignity, placing her display carefully on the table assigned to her, a photograph of her unit, a folded American flag, and the medals she had earned in combat. Silver Star, Bronze Star with Valor, Purple Heart. It didn't take long for the whispers to begin. "No way those belong to her," muttered a burly man in a biker vest covered in patches. "Women like her don't get silver stars," sneered another. "Probably bought them online." Elena didn't respond. She had heard all this before, too many times in too many towns. She simply adjusted her medals, her jaw tight, her eyes fixed on the photograph of the soldiers she had lost. But the crowd grew bolder. A young man in a Marine hoodie stepped forward and tapped the silver star with 2 fingers. "This? Fake. My uncle's a Marine. He says only elite units get these. No way you earned that." Laughter rippled through the group watching. Elena finally looked up, her voice steady but soft. "I served. I earned every one." "Yeah? Prove it," another man said, crossing his arms. "Show us your paperwork. Your discharge papers, something." "I don't carry those with me," she answered. "I'm here to honor my unit, not to defend myself." The mocking grew louder. Phones were pulled out. Someone started recording. "Guys, check this out," one voice said. "Stolen valor in real time." Elena swallowed hard. Her throat tightened, but she refused to let the tears come. She had survived far worse than insults. Still, the humiliation gnawed at her. A woman in the back shouted, "If those medals were real, someone high-ranking would show up for her. Trust me, no one's coming." And that was the moment the doors slammed open. The room jolted. Conversations died mid-sentence. The heavy stomp of boots echoed across the hall. People turned, and gasps filled the air. Entering the room was a 3-star general, full uniform, ribbons shining, face carved with authority. And he wasn't alone. 2 aides followed behind him, scanning the crowd. The general's eyes swept the hall until they landed on Elena. His face broke into something rare for a man with stars on his shoulders: relief. "Captain Brooks!" he barked, loud enough to shake the walls. The crowd parted like water as he strode toward her. Elena stood instantly, heels together, posture straight despite the shock on her face. The general stopped in front of her, his expression softening. And then, he saluted her first. A collective gasp rippled through the room. "Sir, what are you doing?" someone whispered. The general turned, his voice sharp as a blade. "Captain Elena Brooks is one of the finest officers I've ever served with. She saved 32 lives during Operation Crosswind, including mine. The silver star she carries?" He pointed at her medals. "I pinned it on her myself." Silence fell heavy and absolute. People who had mocked her moments ago stared at the floor, faces pale. The biker stepped back, shame flooding his features. The young Marine hoodie kid lowered his phone, swallowing hard. The general wasn't finished. If anyone here questioned her honor, he said, his eyes burning through the crowd, "You owe her an apology, and you owe yourselves a lesson in respect." Elena blinked back tears, not from pain, but from the vindication she never expected to receive. One by one, people approached her, apologies, handshakes, some even thanked her. But Elena didn't smile arrogantly or hold grudges. She simply nodded, her calm presence more powerful than any lecture. The general placed a hand on her shoulder. "I heard you'd been traveling to tell your unit's story," he said quietly. "If you ever need support, you call me. Heroes deserve to be heard." Elena exhaled, her voice breaking for the first time. "Thank you, sir." As the general escorted her out of the hall, the same people who had mocked her now stood at attention, and for the first time in a long time, Elena felt seen, not as a woman, not as a target for doubt, but as a soldier who had given everything. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Kindness Tales for more inspiring stories.